Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I have a guest that I will be interviewing. He's a Nigerian immigrant who moved to the US 26 years ago, and today he's running to be the mayor of the city where he lives. His name is Yemi Mobolade. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me. So, a lot of Africans, when we move abroad, we don't always get involved in the politics of where we are living, but not Yemi. He is getting involved in the politics, not just the peripheral level of the politics. He wants to be the mayor of Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs is a city of almost 500,000 people, and he wants to be the mayor of Colorado Springs. Yemi Mobolade, thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm going to go straight to the first question because I know a lot of people from Africa will be watching this, and a lot of Africans in the diaspora will be watching this, and hopefully people from Colorado Springs will be watching as well. But my very first question is, why is it important for us as Africans when we move abroad, to get involved in the politics of where we're living, to have a say at the table, so to say? Why is that important to you? Because that's what you're doing right now.
Oh, first of all, thank you for having me. I am one of the Africans in diaspora, and we are scattered all over the world. So why not? Why not make our communities and our cities the type of places that we want to be? We are we're present, and we one of the big benefits of what we bring is a perspective to American politics. In my case, especially in these days, there's a lot of hopelessness when it comes to politics and around in the U.S. And the U.S. is a nation of immigrants. I think that's important to mention. And so we get to bring the perspective that is needed today. And here's what I mean: a more inclusive government, an innovative government. It was Abraham Lincoln that famously said, "A government of the people, by the people, and for the people." And we are part of the people. And when it comes to being a government that levels the playing field and a government that is more inclusive, we Africans get an opportunity to help create that reality. We help create the type of country truly that the United States was intended to be. And so, yeah, that's why I believe people like me need to run. We have so much to offer. In addition, I'd like to say that we're hustlers too. We hustle, we get things done.
And I think there's something about, being involved in the decision making, not just waiting for all the decisions to be made for you, that we need to cultivate, especially as African immigrants when we move abroad. It's always good for us to know that we can be part of the conversation, not just, waiting to see the decisions that will be made for us. So I think you are a pride for us as Nigerians. We claim you. We
Uh,
always
Thank you.
we
Well,
always
you say that I like how you use the language on the table. What's that phrase? If you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So we don't
whoa.
want to be on the menu. We want to be at the table of the decision making process. This is home for many of us. So let's make that future.
And and you have been in the US for like 26 years, right?
Yeah, I've been in the US for 26, Colorado Springs for the last 12.
12 years. So, and speaking of 12, there are 12 candidates running.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's question.
There are 12 candidates running for mayor in Colorado Springs. Why are you the best candidate, or why should people vote for you?
The proof is in the pudding. And what that means that the story is being told. When you look at the strength of my campaign compared to the other 11, we are telling a story for the future of our city and the future of our nation. And here's what I mean. Some of my contenders are self-funding their campaign. The other two, in fact, I am considered one of the three front runners of this campaign. The other two are career politicians that have been doing this for 20 plus years. And they are getting money from a very small group of people, big checks. But when you look at my campaign in the city of Colorado Springs, my donations and support come from every zip code, every neighborhood in our city. In fact, when you total the number of individual contributors that are supporting me, it surpasses all the other 11 combined. So already that story is being told. I believe that this city, my city, wants a mayor that is for them, wants a mayor that's not bought, wants a mayor that represents our families. I'm a parent of three young kids. And so it makes me stand out. And last thing I would say is I'm a triple strength leader. And what that means is that I have influence and impact in the private sector. I own three businesses in Colorado Springs. I have impact in the nonprofit sector. I founded a nonprofit, and I have impact also in the civic sector. because I worked in government for 3 years.
And speaking of why people should vote for you, you have so many things that you're focusing on in this campaign. And I just want you to talk a bit about them, especially the differences that you are hoping to make if you should become the mayor of Colorado Springs. You've been talking a lot about wanting to do something about homelessness in Colorado Springs. Surprisingly,
Right,
is a major issue. I mean, I think there are about almost 1,500 homeless people recorded
right,
in Colorado Springs, a city of less than half a million. And in New York, there's like 3,000, about 3,500 recorded. But New York is a city of 8 million plus people. So
right.
it doesn't really tell. It's like, what is going on and what's your plan about this, as well as other issues that you're hoping to tackle?
Yeah, absolutely. What Colorado Springs is, I'm a little bit biased. We're a more beautiful city than the city of New York. So maybe homeless people feel more at home in
Why homeless people are outside to take in the
the
view.
sunlight, the sunshine, the mountains.
Oh,
Maybe if you're going to be homeless, but we don't want that. Ultimately, these are God's children, and we need to care for them. I serve on the board of our largest organization in town that actually serves our homeless residents. And public-private partnerships are essential to solving the problem. The Colorado Coalition for Homelessness has estimated that 71% of homelessness in the state of Colorado is attributed to mental illness. So we know what the problem is. I will be leaning into the solution. So mental health emphasis and mental health care to get our homeless residents off the street back into housing, health, and workforce. So one of the things I'll be doing as mayor is increasing our street outreach with qualified professionals. And when I say qualified professionals, I mean professionals that are trained in behavioral health care and mental health care that can actually coach and guide our homeless residents into getting the services that they need.
I see. And you've also been talking a lot in the same line about like affordable housing because the prices of homes are going up in
Yes,
Colorado
ma'am.
Springs. People from California are moving to Texas. They're moving to Atlanta. They are moving to Colorado Springs. They have money. So
Right.
prices of homes are going up in these places. But I've also seen like one of your interviews where you talked about like 3D homes and so on. Tell us a little bit about that and how it could help not just
Yeah.
people, but people that may not have high income and they want to live
Right.
in a beautiful city with views.
Right. The Colorado Springs is not a best kept secret anymore. We've actually been on the top five best cities to live in the U.S. over the last
Wow.
7 years. Yeah, we've been along with Austin, Texas, and some other cities. So there's been an influx of people here, driven the cost of housing here. So demand is high, supply is low. We're 12,000 units short of housing in Colorado Springs. This problem is not unique to Colorado Springs. This is a nationwide problem. In fact, this is a global problem, as all the studies are showing that people are moving from the rural areas to the cities. So every mayor, every governor, every head of state needs to take care of this issue. So here's what I'm thinking: housing innovation. We definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. We cannot keep building houses the same way and expect the results to be different. The cost of building is high. Building materials are too expensive. There's no way we can bring those costs down. So one of the things I will be doing is promoting housing innovation, 3D housing, modular housing, new ways of building homes that have the same level of quality but cheaper building materials. And we need to welcome those developers to the mayor's table.
So before I ask my last question, which is, what you have to say to other Africans in the diaspora about getting involved, in the politics of where they are, we actually need people like you. People talk a lot about brain drain from Africa. I was gonna say, are you planning on going back to Nigeria ever? And would you
Yeah.
run politics in Nigeria?
Adela, that's an interesting question. I kid you not. I dream about it. I dream about it, and and this one makes me emotional. I don't know why, but I can't figure out a pathway to serve my home country because of the level of corruption and the level of we're just kind of stuck. And so I literally have dreams of what it would look like for me to carry this energy and bring it home. What I've created, the story that's been in this city is fresh, it's new, it's getting a lot of traction, it's disrupting American politics. what would it look like for me to disrupt Nigerian politics in a way that releases government to the people? So absolutely, if I can do this in a city like Colorado Springs, that's pretty significant. A West African immigrant and Nigerian resident be able to run for mayor in the 39th largest city in this country that is, and in this city that is considered more conservative, we have we have ushered a whole new way. And sometimes I wonder what that would look like in
Yeah.
Nigerian politics. So that's on my mind and heart a lot.
Speaking of disruption, I need to give you huge credit, okay? Because, I looked it up. Colorado is about 6 or 7% black.
7.25
Say that
foreign
one more.
born, seven and a quarter,
No,
seven
that,
percent
that
foreign
that's foreign
born.
born. That's those
Yeah,
are the immigrants. Blacks in general is about 7%, and
it's
then
about
foreign
7%.
born is about 7.5%. So it's like you're in the minority here, but you are running for mayor, and you have become one of the most popular candidates of the 12
Yes.
candidates. So that's a huge credit to you. Speaking of disruptions and what you could do if you were to go back to Nigeria, what do you have to say to other Africans in the diaspora who are just trying to survive? And we have to survive, and people are working daytime, nighttime, part time, and overtime. A lot of Africans in the diaspora don't really care about the politics of where they live, so long as basic amenities are provided. What do you have to say to someone that may be thinking about getting more involved in the local politics of where they are? I think I just want to say before you answer that people should know that it's different here compared to back
Right.
home. Politics here is different. So, what do you have to
Right.
say?
Great question. Politics here is different, and at the same time, it's all politics. The game of politics and trying to navigate so many values and different type of and politics in the U.S. these days is harder since our last 2 to 3 presidents. The whole thing has just become more complicated. If you're thinking about doing this, do it. Do it. Reach out to me. If you are in the US, if you are outside the US, I am here to help you. I want you to know that it can be done. I had an event last night, and a young man, Methuselah is his name, drove all the way from Denver. Denver's an hour away just to come meet me. And he's from Congo. And he is thinking about it too. And the fact that someone like me was able to do it is inspiring to him. And it's not just Africans, it's the fact that someone like me in my city has also helped encourage other young Black men. So our world needs us. I mean, those of us in diaspora, we have a lot to offer. We're some of the most educated people in the country. The statistics show it. We're some of the most hardworking. We are hustlers because of how we've had to achieve the things that we've had to do, and we've had to work multiple jobs. It instantly, the way we view the world, the way we approach solutions. What I'm getting at is what we have to bring our cities, our towns, and our community needs us. And it's selfish too. Create the type of future that you want for your city, because those decisions, those policy decisions, will affect us as immigrants as well.
Awesome. And April is here. What do people need to do? Unfortunately, only people that live in Colorado Springs can actually vote for you. So, but I wanted other people to know about you and what you're doing because it's inspiring. We're wishing you the best of luck. But whether you win or not, just know that you are inspiring so many of us. And I hope
Thank
you win.
you.
It would be great
No, thank
to
you.
have representation.
No, Adil, I really appreciate you saying that, because one of my personal reasons for running is to inspire others. Actually, when I first, a year and a half ago, when I was thinking about it, I had some of my childhood friends in Nigeria calling me on WhatsApp because one of my other friends in Maryland had told them, and back in Lagos, I was running, and they kept calling and they said, "Do it, do it,
I
do it."
heard
And
of
I said,
you
"Why is
from
it so?"
friend. I heard of you from a friend in Texas. It was a friend in Texas
Wow,
that called me. I was like, "There's a
that's
Nigerian
right.
running in Colorado Springs. You should talk to him." So you are inspiring people.
No,
So
thank you.
what
And
should you do?
yeah, and okay, in terms of what to do, if you're in
April is
Colorado
here.
Springs, vote for
Yeah.
me April 4th. Today is March 27th. April 4th is coming, is the main election. There's a chance that there will be a runoff, and that date is May 16th. So vote for me again, May 16th. I am one of 3 front runners out of the 12. I have a good chance of winning. It's still a lot of work. If you're not in Colorado Springs, follow along, cheer me on, make a donation. YemiForMayor.com has everything you need to know about why I'm running, and I'll be honored to have your support and a donation as well, because that will go a long way. And any connections to other Africans and Nigerians in diaspora that you feel like are important, please reach out.
Is there anything that I didn't ask that you would like to say?
I just want to end with the fact that we talked about me. My family too is important. I'm married to an incredible woman. She's a nurse, and we're parents of 3 young kids. Parents to 3 young kids, 9, 5, and 3 years old. So the struggle is real, and I am trying to pave a way for the future of my family and the households, not just for my family and not my household of my city, but around the world, trying to show that a new way politics can be done in our world today.
And for those who may not understand, politics here is not like back home where some people may run because they want to make money. It's not like you can make money if you're a politician here, but you have to have the desire to serve.
Right.
For you to run here, because you will be held accountable, and you're wearing a lot of hats. You're a dad of 3. You're also a business owner. You own businesses in Colorado Springs. You're also a pastor, or you were a pastor at some point.
Right. I moved to this city as a pastor. My parents were both pastors in Foursquare in Nigeria. So I'm a PK. So I come from a world of PK. So I was a pastor. I'm a teaching pastor at my church.
I say. So congratulations. We're really proud of you for all that you're doing. And once again, we wish you good luck. Thank you so much for making the time, because I know you are a very busy schedule. Thanks for making the time to join me today and for sharing your plans, and also for inspiring other Africans that may have the same dream that you have. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
As a husband and father to 3 young kids, Yemi understands the challenges facing your families.
This moment for our city requires leadership.
As Colorado Springs Small Business Development Administrator,
Yemi fought for our local businesses by cutting red tape.
United faith leaders to take on our city's toughest challenges
by co-founding the nonprofit COS I Love You.
And is the only candidate with a record of bringing good jobs to our city.
Vote for a mayor who gets us.
A strong leader.
Vote Yemi for mayor.
Please try and contact Yemi. Even if you cannot vote, at least encourage him in what he's doing and let him know that you are proud of him. And if you're thinking about getting involved in the local politics or wherever you live, it doesn't have to be in the US. Let him inspire you today that if he can do it, that you can also do it. Thank you for joining me, guys. Until next time, I'm Adela Fayon. Bye.